Hi there. Well, there are four main items outstanding for this Jury Howell farm bore hit miss engine, and in this video I was hoping to machine the flywheels, and having looked at the faceplate and trying to attach one of the flywheels to the faceplate, I've decided I need to make an adapter. So I've sent off for an aluminium billet. So I'm waiting for that to arrive, so I can't do the flywheels in this video. One of the other items is the fuel tank, which I've got a design for in my head, and again I've had to send off for some material and waiting for that to arrive. The third item is the ignition. Now I've got the ignition because James Chaff sent me some components up there, but I've not played around with that. I'm going to leave that right till the end. And the other item is the fuel mixer. Now again, I've had to send off for some, I think some hex brass to enable me to machine the main body. But I'm hoping I'll be able to make a start in this video. So in this video, I'm going to start making the fuel mixer, and you never know, I might be able to complete it. Well, the first item I'm going to have a go at machining is this elbow. And the plans suggest a PM Research bronze elbow casting. Now I thought I'd found a supplier in the UK that had some of these, but they had a couple of different sizes, and I emailed them to find out which size was most appropriate for this, and I didn't receive a response, which is quite a shame really. So what I've decided to do is to actually machine this from scratch. So I'm going to machine it out of this piece of brass bar. So the inside of this elbow needs to be of a diameter of 9/32 of an inch. So I'll go to a depth of about 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to reduce the diameter down by 2mm. Well, I ended up taking about 3mm off the diameter. Oh well, at least I tried. So I just need to tidy this face up, and once I've done that, I'll make another part identical to that one. But I'll do that bit off camera. Okay, so what I'm going to do is glue these using super glue onto these pieces of aluminium bar, and then I'm going to put them on the mill and use a slitting saw to cut at 45-degree angle like that on both of them. And then the idea will be to silver solder them together like that. Okay, so I've put it in the vise at 45 degrees and fingers crossed it'll hold it. Wow, that took a while. So this is the gauge I use to make sure it's at a 45-degree angle. But I'll cut this one off camera. Well, they look pretty good. I just need to work out how to hold them so I can silver solder them together. I can't believe it's turned out so well. Look at the end, it's slightly out, but nothing massive. I think it'll look okay on the engine. Okay, so I made this little component off camera. It's fairly straightforward, and it fits inside the elbow. And this end here fits inside the head. I suppose in hindsight I could have made the whole piece as one, but hey ho, I'm just following the plans really. So that leaves these 4 components to make. Now the mixer body I can't make at the moment because I'm waiting for some hex bar stock. The mixer spray bar I can't have a go at making because I'm waiting for some very, very fine drill bits. So that leaves these 2 components here. It's worth noting that these 3 components are actually twice the scale, so in reality they're half this size, approximately. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a go at making the needle knob, and then I'll have a go at making the fuel needle. And it's also worth bearing in mind that these plans are copyright 2009 by Howell, and I'm a bit of a stickler for copyright. So I did actually seek Jerry Howell's son's permission to show sort of a selection of the plans, not all of them obviously, and he did give me permission to do that. So I've already centre drilled, and this is a number 50 drill bit, so I'm going to drill and then tap 2B56 UNC. So I need to reduce this down to 0.312 of an inch. So I'm aiming for 0.312 and I've got 0.311.6, so I'm happy with that. Well, I realised that this is going to be nailed, so I took a little bit more off lengthwise, And now this end needs to be turned down to 0.15 of an inch in diameter for a width of 0.08. And this is a Hemingway's knurling tool I made. Well, that is quite a tiny little part, and what I need to do now is make the fuel needle, and I'll start off by trying to make this taper, and I've expanded it here. So this is how the taper looks like if you cut it in half. You've got this size 0.01 of an inch, and up here you've got 0.03, and it's 1/4 of an inch long. So if we work this angle out, we know that this distance here will be 0.02 of an inch. So tan x is equal to 0.02 over 0.25, which is equal to 0.08, which is equal to 4.57 degrees. So I'm going to set the compound slide to roughly 4.57 degrees and start cutting the taper and see how we get on. Well, these parts are getting ever so tiny, and I've used a bit of Loctite to glue the knob onto the needle. And the good news is my drill bits have arrived. Now, again, everything's sort of getting quite small. I'm going to have a go at this mixer spray bar, and it's made out of a piece of brass bar 1/8 of an inch in diameter, which is on the lathe at the moment. And I've faced the edge off, and with this being so tiny, I'm struggling to get in with the camera, so I'm going to have to do it all off camera. But the first process will be to drill through with this number 55 drill bit to a depth of 0.37 of an inch. Once I've done that, I'll then drill through with this other drill bit, a number 65, through to that point, and then I'll reduce this end here, I'll switch it round in the lathe, and I will drill and tap 256, and then there's a little hole that goes through there, right through the middle. That is very tiny. That's 0.5 mm, number 76, the fuel jet. Like I say, I'll have to do it all off camera because it's ever so tiny. Well, this number 76 drill, which is 0.5 mm in diameter, is minute. And I had to put it in this little chuck on the mill. Very, very fine. I managed to do it. I don't know whether you can see the hole in that. And that's how you adjust it. So fully closed, you can't blow any air through there, but then you can gradually open it up and air will come out. Okay, so the hex bar's arrived, so I can start making the mixer body. So I've set the compound slide at 35 degrees, and I've put this left hand tool in, and I think the cutting needs to start 1/4 of an inch in. So I'm not too sure how this is going to work out anyway, we'll see. Okay. So this end here needs to be reduced down to about 0.4 of an inch. Well, it took a while trying to get that shape, but I got there in the end. Now, all I need to do now on the mill is to drill a hole right through and then drill another hole at an angle and tap it, and that'll build a locking screw for the jet. So the retaining screw goes through this at an angle, so it's a matter of using this slot drill just to countersink it a bit. Now it's just a matter of drilling it and threading it, but I'll do that off camera. And I've just used a bit of Loctite to join this main body onto the elbow. It's not looking too bad. Well, that was an interesting little exercise. And the good news is the aluminium billets arrived, so in my next video I can machine the flywheels. And I must say, some of the components in this must be the smallest I've ever encountered. Some of those drills are ever so fine. But anyway, it seems to have come out okay, and I hope you like the results so far, and I hope to see you later.